So as we know already, 2007 show Total Jump Island was adapted for a 2023 reboot. And I've watched it and it's really good. Like, it's surprisingly good, except for episode 5. I hate that episode. And now we're just waiting for a season 2 of that reboot. And there's rumors of it coming out in late August, but I doubt it since the original season isn't even out yet in all countries. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Anyway, so since we're waiting for the new season to come out, I thought I'd take it for myself to make some predictions for what's gonna happen next season. So this is just me listing my elimination predictions and why I think each character will get eliminated. So starting from the first elimination, I personally think that's gonna be Scary Girl. Cause like in the first season, even though she's like a fan favorite, she was a waste of a teammate. She was good, but remember in episode 4 when instead of helping out, she was just chasing Damien with a jackhammer? Or when she had the chance to win the challenge, but she made her team lose because she wanted to customize a skull? Yeah, so she's is my first option for first elimination. But also skip if you don't want any spoilers for season 2. In the leaked video, who's getting eliminated first, and it was in fact Scary Girl. So I was right. Now for the second boot, I think this one was pretty easy, and I think Millie is gonna go second. I mean, I've heard that she's gonna make it top 4 this season, but I seriously doubt that. I mean, the only reason she got that far last season is because she was in alliance with Priya. And I think she can only get that far next season if she is in another alliance with Priya. But if without Priya, she was probably one of the worst competitors when it comes to challenges. Physically, she wasn't that great with challenges, and like mentally, she wasn't that good of a manipulator, and she just doesn't seem like a good player overall. So the character that I think will get the third boot is Ripper. Now I gotta admit, I did put him third because I low-key really hate him, but I also will admit that he is a good player. However, he's not a team player. Similar to Axel or Eva, I think if he does get eliminated this early, it would be because he sucks and no one likes him. And it actually made me mad in the first season that they eliminated Axel for not being a team player when he deserved to be kicked in the face. And for the fourth boot, the only person I could really think of for this is Damien. But like the only reason I can imagine him getting eliminated this early is mainly for the irony. Like, his whole thing in the last season was as soon as he wanted to actually be in the game, he got voted out for irony. That's like his character. Like, and he was a pretty good character too. And I think that they're just gonna do the same thing that they did for him last season and just get him out because of irony. And I can't really place him anywhere else but here, so I'll just let him be fourth out. So now for the fifth boot. I think it will be Nichelle. So I do have a good reason for this one, but it kind of goes along with the next one, which is Caleb. So what I think will happen is they will do Caleb like how they did Justin in Action, but mix in a tad bit of Alejandro. I think Caleb would have tried to spend the last few episodes trying to like manipulate and trick Nichelle, because when he was getting voted out, he was mentioning how he's good looking and he's like a good contestant, and I think that they're gonna try to mix Justin and Alejandro, which were like the token like attractive characters, which that's what Caleb is, and he would trying to trick Nichelle with his looks, and he would get her voted out, similar to how Alejandro did. So for the sixth elimination, like I said before, I think it would be Caleb, because I feel like people would notice that Caleb is like manipulating Nichelle, and since Nichelle's the type of person to like be like denying all that stuff, I feel like right after she gets eliminated, everyone will just aim for Caleb since they saw what he pulled with Nichelle. They don't want that negative energy around them. Okay, down to the seventh elimination. I think that would be Emma. So If you remember Bridget and Jeff from Total Drama Action and how they got eliminated, I think it would kind of be like how Emma's gonna get eliminated, because her and Chase are always on and off and on and off, and I feel like that would be bad for the team because she's either gonna be way too lovey-dovey with Chase, like how Jeff and Bridget were, or she's gonna be too focused on Chase and hating him. Okay, and since Emma got eliminated, I'm guessing you can guess who gets eliminated next. So I think for the 8th elimination would be Chase, because similar to how Katie and Sadie were in the first season when one of them got separated from each other, their performances just got worse after one of their friends left, but in Chase's case, his girlfriend. Because in the first season, you see he's constantly trying to get back together with Emma, and now that she's gone, and I'm assuming that they'll end on good terms like how they did last season, he won't be able to see her, and his performance would just go down. He'd start hating on everyone for voting Emma out like how Emma did last season, and he'd just get voted out for that. Okay, now for the 9th elimination, I know this is a simple answer, but I think it'll be Priya. Because by then, I assume there will be merge, which means no more teams, which means every member for themselves, and that just makes Priya too much of a threat, and unless she won the challenge, I think she'd be going home. Okay, so for the 10th elimination, I know some people will be mad at me for this, and I'm low-key mad at me for this. I think it will be Wayne, not Raj, just Wayne. And for this one, you kind of have to listen up, because it's a whole story. And you know how in the first season, Ray and Raj are a duo, but Wayne's whole plot is revolved around Raj's. So obviously they spend a whole bunch of time together, like how they did last season when they were spending a whole bunch of time together, except this isn't like last season, and Raj is in a relationship now. And obviously in the relationship, you can't spend all of your time with one person, but he is now. It's Raj, and Raj and Wayne are a package deal. And since Raj is in a relationship with Bowie seems like he'd be a jealous person. Just based off his personality, I'm assuming he'd be a jealous person. And he doesn't want his boyfriend spending all of this time with someone else, especially someone who's this good at challenges, this good of a team player. He's obviously going to think they're in some kind of alliance, which they kind of are since they're best friends. So I think Bowie would try to manipulate everyone to vote off Wayne, and he's too much of a good player, and he's also a threat. It's a win-win situation. Now for the 11th elimination, and I think this will be Bowie. So remember when I said that he tried to get everyone to vote out Wade? Eventually they'd figure out that he was manipulating them, and they would just all side against him because they figured out that he tricked them basically, and they would figure it out by obviously MK releasing some sort of footage like how she does, and I think also by MK releasing the footage. Unfortunately, that would make the end of Rajbo, but hopefully they end on good terms still. You're wondering why I gave Wayne, Raj, and Bowie such full-fledged out eliminations? It's basically because they're plots are all fully fledged out in the first season. They're already perfect as they are. So in order for them to not be ruined, like how Total Drama ruins a lot of characters, they need to have some sort of story, and they can't just be voted out in some random normal way. It has to be something dramatic, just because they're already so perfect. Now for the 12th elimination, sadly, I think Raj has to go. Raj's story would unfortunately end here. I think he would have an awesome motivation boost because he would want to win for his best friend. However, him being an extra tryhard would make him the biggest target because he seems too much of a threat. And if he doesn't win that challenge, I think that he would get voted off. Only 4 competitors left. I think the 13th elimination will have to go to Axel just because he's such a big threat. I also think I was kind of biased putting her in the final 4 because she had so much wasted potential in the first season, and they just voted off because of stupid Ripper. I hate Ripper so much. Still, I'm so confident she would make it to the final 4. Anyway, I think she got voted just as she went to the Final Four just because she's such a good player and she just started winning all of the challenges. And I think MK or something would have to like cheat, like basically, just so Axel doesn't win all of the challenges. So she's such a good competitor. And all of the other members, I think, would have to like form together and like all together vote her off in order to like get her out because she's just that good of a contestant. Final 3. I think the 4th elimination would have to go to Z because I think the only reason Z got that far is simply dumb luck. Just like how MK said, you never get voted off by flying under the radar, but instead with the other contestants, MK and Julia, they would both be pretty surprised by how far he made it and have to vote him off. Well. Final 2. Julia and MK. I really had to think who I thought would win the season and who I just wanted to win the season. I think just by me saying that, you already know who's gonna win. So in all of Total Drama history, there was always a challenge to decide the winner of the season. But if you ever played the Total Drama game or watched any like survival like game, which is what the show is based off of, you would know that they have jury votes. And jury votes is when the past competitors vote on who they want to be the winner of the season. And I don't think that's what's gonna happen in season 2, but I want that, so I'm just gonna go with what I want right now. And I feel like if there was a jury vote, by the time that they would start voting, all of the members would like see all what's been happening and then realize MK leaked the footage, MK voted me off, MK cheated. And eventually I think Julia would win if there ever was a jury vote. If it wasn't, I want MK to win, but if it was, which I hope there's a jury vote because that would be pretty cool, I think that Julia would win this season.